All right, it is finally complete. After 1 year of underwater investigation on what live bait actually looks like, depending on if you're in a boat like we are, if you're fishing from shore, if you're fishing with pinfish, croaker, shrimp. How many different baits do you guys go through?
You name it. Just about every bait you could use inshore. Like so many hours underwater.
So here's why we did this. Captain Peter Deeks here, as you know, is one of our fishing coaches, and he is known for his live bait mastery course. That was a course we put out, gosh, it's probably been a couple years now. And one of the big things that you always were like, man, if I could just take nice cameras underwater and film exactly what all of these different bait fish look like, why they're rigged, it would change everything. And you guys did it.
Yeah, no, we definitely did. And being a charter captain, I'm always explaining to my customers what to do, what not to do. And without being able to see your bait, it's really hard to understand. So like they say, you know, an image is worth 1,000 words. So I wanted to show everyone what your baits look like under the water with different rigs, hooks, conditions, current, no current, and how those baits are interactive. You know, if there's current and you've got your line tight, bait doesn't look natural, you're not going to get a strike. So without actually being able to see that in the water, you don't know.
Yep. And now you're able to see exactly what's causing most anglers, most weekend warriors, and even some guides to actually lose fish because their bait is not being presented in the right way. And so we are going to give you a chance to get the entire full course. And by the way, when Peter calls me and says, Joe, like I learned more than I've ever learned filming this course, you know it's good. But we wanted to review some of the top 3 mistakes that you're seeing a lot of anglers really suffer from, right?
Sure.
Why they're using live bait. So what's number 1?
So let's just talk about this real quick. A misconception with live bait is that because you're using the real thing, fish just want to eat it no matter what. It's just get it in the water. It's not magic. So let's talk about shrimp here first. So
the old shrimp.
How you hook your baits is going to dictate what they look like in the water. And so the key to using live bait is keeping them looking as natural as possible in the water. You want it to look like it does not have a hook or line attached to it. So with shrimp, the biggest mistake I see anglers make is they hook shrimp right in the middle of the back. Everybody.
Who does that?
Everybody. I mean, when I was a kid, you know, shrimp have a little spot there usually.
Yep.
I always thought that's where you put your hook.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody does it. That doesn't allow a shrimp to look natural in the water. It actually makes it spin if there's any kind of current. The hook is heavy and makes the shrimp sit upside down. So you're really making a shrimp look as unnatural as possible hooking it in the back. The biggest mistake I see anglers make. So where you want to hook a shrimp is in the head or the tail. It keeps the shrimp looking streamlined in the water. I always say if you're not hooking it in the head or the tail, it's a fail. So just remember that with shrimp.
Oh, say that again. That's a little catchy.
Don't forget it. If it's not hooked in the head or the tail, it's a fail. Easy as that. Keep that shrimp looking natural. Let it swim. Let it look right.
So that's the head. What's it supposed to look like in the tail? How you rigging it? And what I love about this course, this is not just saying, hey, this is because my grandfather taught me how to do this. This is not because I had success last week. You guys take these rigs, which is why it took a year to do this, in every kind of scenario possible, and show exactly what it looks like to a predator fish. Sure. I learned so much from watching this. This is awesome.
Yeah, so looking at that in the water, you know, it looks like a shrimp without a rig in it. Yep. It's able to behave, look right. Okay, and one more thing that I want to show you with shrimp is if you're fishing in heavy current, go ahead and pinch the tip of the tail off on the shrimp. Whether it's live or dead, frozen, doesn't matter. Pinch the very tip of the tail off. And then you're going to get your hook, hook it bottom to top, close to the end right here, and you're going to center it. This is going to keep that shrimp very streamlined in the water. It's going to keep it from spinning. It's going to send scent out behind it. The fish are going to find this bait really quick. You're going to catch bottom dwellers. You're going to catch visual feeders like snook and tarpon. You're going to catch just about everything. So if you're fishing in heavy current, take the tip of the tail off, hook it just like that, and you're going to catch a lot more fish.
Yeah, and wait till you guys see it in this underwater course. It is so cool to see exactly what that looks like when it's down on the bottom. It is awesome.
Yeah, it'll make so much more sense when you can see it in the water.
Yep, cool. All right, so let's talk about mistake number 2, and this is something that happens in heavy current, right?
Right.
Okay, what do we got?
Okay.
We got a real lively pinfish there.
This is our guinea pig. When you're fishing in heavy current, it is so important to hook your baits properly. When you're fishing in current, you almost want to picture that you're trolling your bait. So in your mind, imagine trolling your bait behind a boat, How would you rig your bait when you're trolling? Well, you always hook them up towards the face because you're dragging your baits and you want them to look as natural as possible. I see so many people fishing improperly. So the biggest mistake is when fishing in current, hooking your bait in the tail or towards the tail. I see charter captains doing this, really good anglers. It's a huge mistake, especially if you're in current fishing a pass, fishing in deep water and you're using a weight. If you hook your bait like that, it's gonna twirl and spin underwater and look very unnatural. You're not gonna get the strikes. And
not even just heavy current, because I've seen the videos where you show it in super heavy current, moderate current, and no current. Even just a little bit of current, all of a sudden that thing starts helicoptering. It looks so unnatural.
So unnatural.
It's like, oh, it was such an aha moment watching it underwater.
Yeah, it kills the baits. It doesn't look natural to the predators. It's a terrible way. So I'll show you the proper way real quick. This is a pinfish. You want to hook your baits to be as centered and streamlined as possible. So with a pinfish like this, hook through bottom jaw up through the top, keep it super center, just like that. It's as easy as that. In the heavy current, that bait's gonna look very natural, it's gonna live a long time, but I just see a lot of people making that mistake. It's really easy. Heavy current, hook it forward, keep it streamlined.
All right, mistake number 3. Some of the tackle stores might not like this, but I saw what happens looking underwater, and you've seen it just from years and years and years of being on the water. What do we got?
So
what to avoid?
So this is just super simple, and it's a mistake that almost everybody makes. If you're gonna fish, go as light as you can and make it look as natural as you can.
AKA don't buy
metal leaders. I mean, so many people use these and it just looks so unnatural. It makes your bait look unnatural. There's all of this hardware. So the key to fishing live bait is modify your tackle to be as light and unnoticeable as possible. So there's no reason you need to use a 6/0 hook, metal leader, and beads in a weight when you're fishing live bait.
And wait till you see it in the course. It might as well have a flag waving around saying, I'm not really live bait.
Right.
It's so loud underwater compared to that.
So much more than you would think.
Yeah.
And it doesn't allow the baits to swim naturally. There's just everything about it is negative. So when you're fishing for fish, big predators, whether you're fishing for small fish, big fish, there's no reason not to go as light as possible. This right here, 30-pound fluorocarbon leader, about 2 feet of line. We've got a little split shot here to match the weight, go bigger, smaller. And then we have a 1/0 little J hook. You can go a J hook, a circle hook, you can go an octopus hook, and just go as light as possible. With this rig here, you can catch tarpon, snook, trout, sheep's head, snapper, anything.
Yep.
And so you would think this right here is going to catch you big fish, strong fish. It's not. You're not going to get the strike. It's not any stronger. This is cheap, affordable, easy, and it's going to allow you to catch the fish because your bait's going to look natural.
And there's been so many personal best and even world record fish caught on just a simple rig like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you need right there.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people might be thinking, all right, well, why do tackle stores sell this? And how did I catch a fish using a pre-brought rig? Or
Right.
how did I catch a fish rigged the wrong way? Of course, it can obviously happen, but
Sure.
this entire course, the reason we did this was to take someone who is moderately consistent and take them to the next level. This is about, instead of catching 2 fish in a day, catching 4, 6, 10. This is all about maximizing your time. So if you're happy with where you are and you're catching more fish than you could possibly imagine, then this might not be the right course for you. But if you're like most of us who want to go out there and catch more fish, who want to go out there and just get more strikes more consistently, and also just being able to visualize what your bait looks underwater, it changed everything for me. I know it changed it for you, just being able to say, wow, like that's what my bait is doing during this exact scenario.
Right. Yeah, no, this is a tool that I think that everybody should have. And being able to see what your bait and rigs and everything on the end of your line looks like in the water under different situations, and being able to use that to modify it to your technique. So no matter where you live, what you're fishing for, you can use this to modify your skills and to be able to catch just about everything.
Yep, and the cool part is it's interactive as well, so we'll all be in there answering questions, kind of like having a full-time fishing guide in your back pocket. And if you guys remember about the last time we did a course with Captain Peter Deeks, his one little caveat was, I don't want every single one of my competitors and everyone knowing this. So there's only 400 copies we did, and we shut it down. It has been shut down since then. So 2 years, that course has been shut down. That's that live bait mastery. So this one is going to be very similar. It is going to have a cap to it. We haven't completely agreed on what that is, but at any point we might shut it down again. So get yours today. It is going to be at a massive, massive discount, especially when you compare it to like just spending a day with you, let alone 30 days with you to film what it would take on. And Cole here with his $50,000 camera, whatever it is, and all the underwater casings and stuff. So much went into this course, and it truly will change the way you fish, regardless if you're already a live bait angler, or if you're kind of like myself and Luke, who fish a lot of artificial but always want to become better and more consistent with live bait, or if you're just a beginner in general and you want to skyrocket your results and catch more fish and outfish all of your friends, this will give you an edge over your buddies, and it's going to give you an edge over the fish. So click down below, see if we still have some copies left, and I can't wait to see you inside the course. It's going to be good.
It will for sure.